And we're live.
Yeah. What's good, people? It's your boy Icarus Gray.
And it's your homeboy WordPlay TJ.
And this is the No Rhyme or Reason podcast, where we talk about everything.
Everything for no reason at all.
So be it.
Yeah, so we are back, and what we want to talk about is Travis Scott's weird neutrality, or rather like why Pusha T has dissed Travis Scott. And if you're not familiar, Pusha and his brother No Malice have released a new song called So Be It, and in the form of a music video where they, basically flex their Clipse like rap bars. And at the end, Pusha has a short 8-bar verse that talks about his issues with Travis Scott. And little did we know that there were actual issues with Travis Scott. And now, like, this whole reveal is leading to us having the discussion about it. So if you want to go check out So Be It, please go do that. The link will be down in the description. And so we're gonna set the scene. We're gonna talk about some of the lyrics, and then we're gonna discuss a GQ interview and just kind of break down what we think about Travis Scott's whole playing both sides situation. And so Pusha T says on So Be It, "You cried in front of me, you died in front of me, Calabasas took your B and your pride in front of me." He's talking about Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner. Her utopia had moved right up the street. So Scott moves up the street from Kylie. Her lip gloss was popping. She ain't need you to eat. She's rich off of makeup and that type of stuff. The net gonna call it the way that they see it, but I got the video. I can share and AE it. I don't know. I know what they're talking about when he's talking about AE. I don't think that this person is relevant. That person is relevant to the bars, but it's not really relevant to the audience. I don't think it really matters. What I'm concerned about is, like, what's the video?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, I'm curious, at the end of the day, that'd leave us with a cliffhanger. Like, what is the video? They wouldn't believe it, but I can't unsee it. Lucky I ain't TMZ it. So be it, so be it. In this situation, I think we need to go to the GQ interview, or rather a continuation of the GQ interview that the Clipse had with journalist, I'm forgetting his name, Fraser Tharp. What Fraser reported on was, hey, we had some continuance of the conversation, but this couldn't be released at the time because they hadn't released the music yet. And so we didn't want to leak music. We didn't want to leak the idea of music that hadn't been shared as a part of their rollout. So he's just respecting their rollout. And so Push was quick to add, and this is him talking to Fraser, that he doesn't hold Travis to any standard because, as he sees it, Travis has a pattern of remaining conveniently neutral when it suits him. He's done this a lot. He has no picks. He'll do it with anybody. He did it with Sicko Mode. And when we're talking about Sicko Mode, we're talking about the fact that, like, Drake seems to diss Kanye on Sicko Mode. He also did it when he invited Future and Metro on stage during Rolling Loud, and then played Like That a bunch of times and was jumping around and just really excited about it. So,
and then he also did it before Utopia, which is really what made Pusha pop out and even say something to him. Because he played the album for Pharrell, but he played Meltdown without the Drake verse that was dissing Pharrell.
Right.
And so he was doing this back and forth, and he was really excited to play the album for Pharrell and the Clipse, who they're recording. Let God sort them out.
Yeah.
And so he has a lot of repeated actions of what I think Pusha feels is neutrality, but I don't think it's neutrality because you clearly just picking whatever side, and it's like there's no neutrality in that. You're doing the most. Like,
yeah, so
real snake behavior.
So what's wrong with Travis Scott having a lack of neutrality in this situation, or real neutrality, right? So real neutrality from your point of view is if you got disses for people that you're working with on both sides, you just don't release them.
No, you just hold them on or hold them to yourself because you don't want to create any sort of animosity, any sort of increase in tension. You just don't want that to be. You don't want to be the guidepost for what led something where it didn't have to go. Yeah,
and neutrality is you don't go champion either side. Yeah, right. You don't go and release. Yeah, like I just said, you don't go release a verse for Drake. You don't go release a verse for the other side.
Yeah, and I get it in a certain aspect, right? The Drake Kanye not beef when this has been weird.
Well, let's stay on why it's wrong for Travis first. Like why?
Well, no, I'm saying like from his perspective, I can see why him quote unquote playing both sides. It was a weird position to be in, given how weird and complicated their relationship is. Like,
but are you saying it's wrong or are you saying it's okay?
I'm saying it's wrong, or I do feel that it's wrong because again, no matter how weird something is, if I'm cool with both of y'all, hey man, we can't do that on my album. Like we just can't.
Yeah.
And like when I pop out on your album, because in that same year, he popped out on CLB. Y'all had done Sicko Mode, so people were really waiting for that next Travis Drake collab. You get it on CLB, and CLB is riddled with Kanye shots. And so you're on this album.
CLB, for those that don't know.
Certified Lover Boy.
Yeah.
And so it's really weird, and just you stand it on wrong. And I don't care like how good of a person Drake is. I don't care how good of a person Kanye is to you, whatever that is. Stand on something. It don't seem like you're standing anywhere. Because he still had credits to Kanye on Utopia.
He's standing in the middle, in the back.
Yeah.
he is making a stance. He is making a stance. He's saying that like I'm just gonna do whatever the heck I want to do.
However I feel I need to.
That's his stance. And I think Pusha's part is that I can't respect somebody that moves that way.
No, and I can't either. Because it's just not genuine, right? Mm-hmm. So even like you do Utopia, you do the Meltdown verse, like again that you didn't have to put on the album, all while chilling with all of them, and then you immediately flip on that and are pushing Future and Metro to drop like that, which clearly you had heard.
Yeah.
So whatever disagreement or whatever you had going on with Drake, I don't necessarily understand what would make you make that decision on both ends because it's weird.
Do you think this was even necessary for Pusha to do to diss Travis Scott?
I think so.
Okay, why?
Like if he had just dissed Kanye, I don't think he would have popped out. But Pharrell don't mess with nobody. Pharrell don't have beef with nobody. Pharrell, well,
he has beef with Chad.
Well, yes. But that's like family stuff. And it's deep family stuff and it's very important. But in terms of him as a person, you're not going to find many people that say anything bad about Pharrell.
I don't think he likes Drake right now.
I mean, I don't think he does, but I don't think he really cares. I don't think it's even something that's like hitting his radar. But the point more so being, Pharrell for the Clipse.
I want to come back to that piece.
Is everything.
Yeah.
Is more so where I'm getting. And like if you diss that man, we have a problem.
Yeah. So the reason why I think Pharrell does pick sides is because
why Pharrell picks sides?
I think Pharrell cares.
Okay. And
I think Pharrell cares because why would he even like pick Clipse to do the Louis Vuitton thing where Pusha is like clearly like dissing different people, whether it be Jim Jones, whether it be Drake, that type of thing. I think Pharrell has picked a side because he's producing this entire album and hasn't produced anything with Drake to my knowledge.
Yeah, so I think it's one of those things where it's like it's really weird movements, right? Mm-hmm. So it would be different if you just put the song out. So maybe you have the song, maybe you got the verse in the last hour. But I think Pusha's point earlier in the interview was you came and let us hear the album. You let us hear this song that didn't have this verse on it. And then you drop the verse and it's disrespecting this dude who you came to show this album to. Like that don't feel a little weird to you? That ain't something that would like cause you a little bit of pause to sit for a minute and kind of be like, I don't want to put that out.
Yeah.
You know, there are multitudes of artists from Busta Rhymes to even like Shaq, where people talk about all these verses that they have from Biggie, where Biggie was like going at this person or going at that person that they didn't put out because they wanted to actually be neutral.
Yeah.
And not be in this weird place where you're doing whatever benefits you. And even the promoting getting them to drop like that, I don't know what that does for you.
Yeah.
Like, you're not making a stance to say, hey, I don't fool with Drake because of X, Y, Z. And at this point, I honestly feel like most people that don't fool with Drake outside of Kendrick and Pusha, who have legitimate reasons, the rest of y'all, I feel like it's just about a female.
So we talked about like why Pusha is dissing Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Why now? After so many years after like starting on this project, why now?
Because it was around the project. Because I think it was because he talked about that later. Let God Sort Them Out. So he let them hear Utopia as they were working on Let God Sort Them Out.
Mm-hmm.
And so this could have been recorded around that time. And
it could have been
not like, you know, it was probably fresh. It doesn't necessarily feel fresh because we're a year out from Utopia releasing and the beef and everything else, but it's fresh to him in turn. Well,
it's fresh to us.
It's fresh to us. This is who I'm trying to direct.
Yeah, for sure. Does this feel like industry games?
No.
Like I'm trying to sell more records?
No, because Push has never needed to do that. And a Travis Scott beef does not seem like a battle you would pick if you were being inauthentic. And I mean that in the sense that Travis Scott has more views, more celebrity and cachet than Pusha T right now.
Yeah.
So there's no, like, it don't do nothing for me because we know in the same era that we live in now, the fans ain't got no loyalty. Well, they have loyalty, and technically there's enough loyalty to where you can't Ja Rule and 50 Cent me and make me irrelevant to the masses. Would you move the way that Travis is moving though?
Heck no.
Okay.
That's an easy no. What?
What do you dislike about how he's moving? Or do you dislike how he's moving?
I dislike how he's moving only because he didn't need to hide anything if he was going to move that way. If he's going to move that way, you just say it out loud. Like, hey, I don't have a bone in either one of these fights. I want good music to come out, and this is good music to me.
Were y'all interested in this beef? Were you expecting Pusha T to like come out and have shots for anybody other than Drake?
Mm-hmm.
Let us know down in the comments. If loyalty means something to you, let me know down in the comments. Hit that like button. Make sure you hit subscribe and the bell button so you can be notified for every time we drop one of these pieces. We'll see you in the next piece, a 1 and a 2, and peace.